My name is Jesper and this is the Fusion YouTube channel. The men's Ironman World Championships played out on the coast of Nice, and without bragging too much on having the best bike and run split and overall win, I want to take you through some of the highs and lows of our athletes' performances and preparations. Fusion came with 7 pro triathletes to the start line. Some of them were debutants and others more experienced athletes. The likes of Sam, Magnus and Casper were planning the whole season for exactly this race. And they did it in very different ways. Some were in altitude camps for months, while others were doing a lot of preparations on the bike. And then we had Kristian Høgenhaug, who spoke very openly of becoming a dad just 2 weeks prior to the event. In general, our athletes spent several of training hours preparing themselves on the course of Nice. They did that to familiarize themselves with the climbs, the descents and all the technical parts of the course. And as a part of their preparations, it became clear that choosing the right equipment for exactly this race was crucial.
But also find the best possible position, especially on a bike, for the course in Nice. So there I've been working quite closely with Fusion, with their new wind tunnel. We've been in and out there sometimes now and trying to find marginal gains. So from last year to now we've been taking some good steps in the right direction in terms of aerodynamic and the suit and everything. So we also been learning a lot with how the aerodynamics works for me and how we should go forward. We know the suit itself, it's really fast. So there is minor details we've done, but mostly with the position and the helmets and how I sit on a bike. So I went from a very long reach on my first bike, and then I went down a size on the bike I have now to Nice for the normal road version, and also doing something with the cockpit and also going back in a reach to have more control in downhill, so that it's easier for me to handle with the bike in a downhill instead of being very long and don't have so much control.
We at Fusion focused a lot on aero testing with the athletes prior to the event. Both Magnus, Daniel, Casper and Kristian spent 2 to 3 sessions here at the Temple Wind Tunnel prior to the event. And we did some extensive work on finding the right fit for their tri-suits and calf sleeves, and did some further investigations of the functionality of the suit for each needs. So Casper Stornes, our Ironman World Champion, he started working with Fusion for 1.5 years ago. And at that time, he said that he could win the World Championships. We trusted him, and we spent several of hours preparing for exactly this race. But it was not just the preparations that made Casper's race so good. It was also his strategy on saving energy on the bike so he could arrive as fresh as possible for the run. And let's hear what he had to say about that.
It already started in the swim, on the way into to the finish of the swim, people are sprinting past me and going up on my hip and trying to gain 1 or 2 spots. But I was why doing that now? We are 45 minutes into the race and we still have 7 hours or so to go. And I was okay, you can just go. And then I were second last in the group up of the water, but I feel could easily been way further ahead. But it's more thinking a bit further up in the road that now we're gonna get on a bike, and probably people are gonna go a bit hard in the start, and then you hit the hill. If you have burned your matches before the hill and then start to build lactic acid up the hill because people are 100% gonna push hard, then it's very stupid of you to go very early there, and just it's better to calm a bit down, drink and stuff like that, and just get like the energy and the breath back. Especially on the faster sections of the course, I felt I was saving a lot of energy by going so detailed in how my suit is on the body, and also with the aero calves, like it saves 3 minutes. And we saw especially in higher speed, my CDA got really low when the speed was high because of the helmet we used, the suit, and also the aero calves. So, and also the new angle of my TT bars were like, it was a significant like savings in terms of watts, and when you came up to that speed, it was like ridiculous low CDA. So like I think we keep the CDA. CDA is just like maybe a bit complex. Maybe you can have a low CDA, but if you can't push power, it's not so good either. So you need to find a good balance there. But like I felt I could push a lot of power and also have a low CDA. So we both Fusion and me were really happy with the work we did in Windtunnel that day. And from my the trend now these days is like long reach is faster, but for me like shorter reach is insanely much faster. So and also for this course it's like very good with a bit shorter reach with handling and stuff like that. So it's been like very motivated to be working with Fusion. Like they want to turn every stone, and I also want to turn every stone, and then we throw away what's not working, and then we focus on what's working. And we saw that, and I felt it also during the competition. I also had an amazing day, but still like knowing that your equipment is the best as it can be, then it's like nothing best than just feel that you're flying. And also that mentality of just feeling like this suit, calves, bike, everything combination is just so fast. So that's good feeling.
Even though he saved energy, he still caught up with the front group on the final stages of the bike course. Let's hear his experience of that.
Martin and the other guys were like 1.5 minutes up. So I were kind of calculating all the way that if I don't burn myself here, I can run them in if they don't get too much time. And it's soon a downhill, and it's limited how much they can take on me in the downhill, since I'm not so much worse than Gustav in the downhill, and I know he's riding really fast. And I had Gustav with me there, so then I was thinking like a bit tactically also that if I can join on the flat here and he also join a bit on the flat, but then try to follow him in the downhill, then I know they are not riding faster than me in the downhill then. So then I was just pacing myself good and not overdoing it, since like it's a long way and fueled enough. And then when we started the run, I had a bit poor transition. We were basically going like this, me, Gustav going and Kristian going like this along the promenades, and now we're back and they were a bit forward. So then I ran up to Sam and Martin, and then I just ran myself slowly up before the headwind, and then suddenly Gustav really puts down the hammer, and I tried to follow for some seconds, but then I was like, this is a bit too fast and not sustainable for me for the whole race. So then I was just settling down to 3:30 pace again, and then running that pace until the gap didn't grow anymore. So then it was like 30 seconds at the 15k mark up at the airport. On the way back I took 30 seconds back, and then started running with them again when we went out on a third lap. So then suddenly I were in the front after a while. So then I would just think, okay, then I just ran my own pace again, I ran faster, and then I suddenly got a gap on Gustav, and at the airport I pulled the gas a little bit more down, and then I got a gap on Kristian, and then I just stick to the 3:30 for the rest of the race. So I felt pacing and trusting myself that day were like a key factor. So you never know with especially Gustav and Kristian, like they are so good athletes. So and I was also thinking about the lucky hat to Gustav. That is a lucky hat back now and really giving him magical legs. Like it could be, like you never know. Like it's so like you can do something in training and then you can just like fly on race day, since you've been hitting the training 100%, the fueling, like, and also this day you just have amazing legs, so like anything can happen. So then I was like, okay, maybe my first place is going here, but like you need to trust that, yeah, no one has ever also run faster than 2:30 in a world championship, and that would be extraordinary to do. And like for now it's too fast for me, and it's better for me to like run 3:30 now. The gap would maybe stop and then I can push in the end. It will probably be hard, but like then you have something to chase. But now I got the ones to be chased by them in the end, so yeah. But yeah, I'm happy what I did, and I think it was a good decision.
Another race highlight was Sam, who was setting the fastest World Championship bike split for the 4th time in a row. We've been working closely on Sam's position and the fabric selections of his suit over the last couple of years, both through velodrome testing in Barcelona and Denmark and other tests here at the headquarters. And Sam, you have our deepest respect for the effort you put in and for being such an inspiration for the whole sport. On the flip side, Magnus and Daniel struggled with sickness during the event. And even though they tried to power themselves through the bike, they didn't have enough energy on the run. It's really a shame, because we've been cooking on some new things over the year, and we just have to be patiently waiting for it all to unfold in the near future. Overall, we are super thrilled and proud of the performances of our 7 male athletes at the Ironman World Championships. Next up, we have the Women's Ironman World Championships in Kona, where Solveig Løvseth, Katrine Christensen and Hannah Barry will be battling it out on the brutal course. Thank you for watching, and we hope for a win.